with the port, we're also already moving into the direction of the Belt and Road, because the ports, of course, the system belong to the Maritime Silk Road, and you're also research fellow at the Silk Road Aksu Barter Trade Research Institute. So that means you are dealing a lot, or you're thinking also a lot about the Belt and Road Initiative. What are your insights about it?
Yes, and in Portugal we have a think tank that is dedicated to the Silk Road. It's the New Silk Road Friends. And Portugal has actually signed a memorandum of understanding, actually with President Xi Jinping when he was visiting Portugal in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And so, of course, we have all the interest, not only in the Silk Road development projects, but also in the European project, similar, and also in the American one. It's very good that these three projects are competing between each other. So, of course, especially for countries like ours that do not have the size of taking such initiatives, but are the countries that can benefit of such initiatives. And of course, this is a two-way benefits, because the countries that are investing they're not investing just because they're very nice. They also have their own objectives, right? So it must be, as long as it's a win-win, that is the most important.
So what importance does the Belt and Road Initiative have for Portugal? Is it like is it projects that build infrastructure in Portugal? For example, you mentioned the deep sea port. Are there other such projects, or is it mainly Portuguese companies or Portuguese entities investing in the Belt and Road Initiative in other areas?
Unfortunately, none so far. Okay. So it's all potential.
Okay.
But yes, we have a lot of potential for several projects in Portugal. Unfortunately, we as far as I am aware of, we haven't applied to any of these, but we are part of the Asian Investment and Infrastructure Bank.
Okay.
We are one of the founding partners. And so which is a tool for the Belt and Road initiatives and projects and infrastructure. But in Portugal we haven't done. But as you know, we have a big presence in Africa and even in South America.
Exactly.
And these countries, they might benefit sooner than us from such projects as the Belt and Road, the European one and the American one.
Okay.
And in when these projects take place, the Portuguese law firms, accountings, architects, all the services that are necessary to take these projects and to actually execute these projects, that's where we can add value, because we have the language in common with these countries, and we are actually very much established with Portuguese companies in these countries. And there we have a big advantage. So maybe our companies will not be the original contractors, but they will always benefit from these three projects.
Yeah, because I remember that China is very active in Brazil, for example, where you're well established probably. I don't know about Mozambique, how active they are there at the moment, or Angola, but I know that in general Africa is one of their focuses.
Yes, and yes, Africa is one of the focus, but they are very much involved in Mozambique, as you mentioned. Also in Angola, in Cape Verde, in São Tomé and Prince.
Okay.
So they are, and our companies have the know-how. I mean, most of the, a lot of people from these countries came to Portugal to study, to get education before they return to their own countries to apply all they learn. So we have a lot of advantage, cultural and the language, of course.
Definitely. It sounds really interesting. So is that's the next question, more or less. What opportunities do you see, and also what challenges with this Belt and Road initiative? Do you see that this is mainly for state players, or maybe mainly for companies? How would you, for example, for your member companies, would you suggest them to participate? Would you suggest them to be interested in it? What are challenges and opportunities?
Yes. Of course, state players will benefit the most, but not only. Any big company, big size company, has conditions to participate in these programs. and to apply to the benefits of the programs. Of course, they need to have a certain sophistication, which small companies don't have. They don't have. It's not only about the scale. Unfortunately, it still is. Unfortunately or not, it's the reality. They need to have the connections to reach to these places, to have the meetings with the right people, to be aware of the projects that come.
Yeah.
So the big companies definitely they are. I'm sure they're active and looking for these opportunities. We are still a bit far away from the opportunities, in the terms that most of the opportunities on the Silk Road happen in Asia. And that's a lot of countries where they happen. They're not countries where Portuguese companies traditionally are present.
Yeah.
But as they're reaching Africa, then we're getting to where it matters for the Portuguese companies.